Good morning. I just made it to the trailhead. I'm here in the New York, Connecticut border where I'm going to be hiking up to the 10-mile river shelter and spend the night, so come along with me. So the plan for today is to get to the campsite. I'm going to set up my tent. I brought my hammock with me. I'm going to relax in the hammock for a bit, and then I'm going to hike over to Bull's Bridge and over to Bull's Bridge Inn for a late lunch. There's also a convenience store right next door, so I'll probably stop and get some snacks to bring back to the campsite, but first I have to get there, so let's keep hiking. So about 2 weeks ago we had a major tropical storm blow through New York and the tri-state area, and a lot of trees came down. As you can see over here, there's some blowdowns, but the trail angels who maintain the Appalachian Trail here in Connecticut look like they've done a fantastic job cleaning the trails. So far it's nice and clean, but you can definitely tell that a recent storm blew through. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Okay, made it up to 10 Mile Hill, the top of it. Let's go see what kind of view we get for climbing up that hill. Let's see. Well, not the prettiest of views. But I bet it looks nice in the fall when all the leaves start to change color. So, all right, well, hike on. So for the past minute or so, I've been going downhill, and this is going to take me down to 10 Mile River. So this means it's going to be fun tomorrow morning, bright and early, coming up this hill. Up this hill and around, and then up to 10 Mile Summit. Like I said, should be fun. So finally just finished coming down that descent, and we're getting our first glimpse of 10 Mile River. I don't know, see if you can see it through the trees, but let's get closer. So there it is, 10 Mile River. Wow, it's kind of low. And it flows down, and about a half mile down there, it will run into the Housatonic. And we'll be crossing that later on as I walk over to Bull's Bridge. But for now, let's get to the shelter and set up. Okay, we made it to the camping area. Up ahead is the shelter. To the left are the campsites by the river. We'll see that later, but right now, let's go to the shelter and set up our tent. Okay, I made it up to the shelter. Here it is. 10 Mile Shelter. Really nice shelter, nice and clean. The caretaker here does a great job. You got a picnic table, a bench. Over there you have the pump. And over there in the woods you have a privy. And you got some tent spots over here. That's where I'm going to be setting up my tent and hang my hammock. So this looks like a good spot to set up my tent. Not too far from the shelter and the picnic table, but far back enough that I won't hear any snores if any hikers come to stay in the shelter. And there's a bear box over there to put my food. So there's home for the night. Got it all set up. Got my sleeping pad, pillow, and quilt ready for later. Right now, I think I'm going to take a walk down to the water. Go down to the river. But first, I got to go put my food bag away. So it's nice that this shelter provides a bear box. You don't have to hang your food. And inside of it goes anything that has a scent. So your food, if you have deodorant, toothpaste, your snacks. Then it goes this way, not only bears, but little critters like mice and chipmunks don't go into your food or into your backpack. Also, the shelter has a water pump as a water source. I know they do test the water, but as always, it's always best to filter your water just to be on safe. They're just old-fashioned. Little elbow grease. And there it goes. So I'll be filling my water bottle up later and filter it with my Sawyer squeeze. And you got a nice field. Sometimes this is mowed down when it gets too tall, but I guess they do that in the fall. So just a little way away from the shelter is the Privy. It's far enough away that you won't have to smell or see anything, but it's not too far that it's a far walk if you have to get up in the middle of the night. So this is your standard outdoor Privy. Now, if you don't want to stay at the shelter area, you can come down here by the river and there's campsites. They have their own Privy, their own bear box, and you are literally camping out next to the river. Some pretty nice flat spots. And you get to listen to the sound of the water all night. So the AT continues up and over the bridge. So on one side, you have 10 Mile River. And on the other, it converges into the Housatonic. Okay, we're coming up to Bull's Bridge. Bull's Bridge is one of 3 covered bridges left in Connecticut. So this is going to lead us right over to Bull's Bridge Inn and to the convenience store. It is so small that they only let 1 traffic in at a time. Nice views of the river from it.